NASA has recently awarded a Texas-based company called Icon with $57 million to create technology for its Project Olympus, under which NASA plans to construct colonies in space, starting with Moon. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will take you on a virtual journey to the Moon and will explain everything about NASA's moon construction project, Olympus. Without wasting any time, let's begin. What is Project Olympus? Big, the architecture studio that has become internationally omnipresent in recent years, along with construction firm Icon, the global leader in its sector when it comes to 3D printing, at NASA have presented plans for the first ever settlement on the Moon. These plans are known as Project Olympus, and their goal is to build the first buildings on our planet's moon in the near future. According to the official documents, the goal of this extraterrestrial mission is to explore the possibility of developing infrastructure for life on the Moon. A number of different companies have already developed similar scenarios on numerous occasions. However, any real possibility of realization has been lacking. Things appear to be very different this time, given that such big names like NASA and Icon are included. If you didn't know, Icon is the first and only company in the application of advanced construction technologies using 3D printing. For example, in 2018, the company constructed the first fully permitted 3D printed home in the United States and has since delivered entire communities of such homes in the United States and Mexico. The company launched Project Olympus in 2020, reasoning that its technology could aid in the construction of critical infrastructures such as landing pads, roads, and habitats on the Moon and Mars. Icon has already created a sort of prototype in the form of Mars Dune Alpha, a simulated 3D printed red planet habitat that NASA will use to train astronauts for long-duration missions. The newly announced NASA contract, awarded through the agency's Small Business Innovation Research Program, will aid in the maturation of the company's technology and procedures. According to company representatives, Icon intends to use the funds to study how lunar soil, or regolith, behaves in lunar gravity using simulated samples and real samples returned by the Apollo missions. In addition, the company will put its hardware and software to the test on a space mission that simulates lunar gravity. If everything goes as planned, there will be an even more ambitious trial. NASA's interest in Icon's technology is obvious. The space agency is working to establish a long-term human presence on and around the Moon by the end of the 2020s through its Artemis crewed lunar exploration program. According to NASA officials, this will necessitate extensive use of lunar resources, such as water ice for life support and rocket fuel, and moon dirt for building materials. A similar commitment to living off the land will most likely be required for long-term human exploration of Mars, an ambitious goal that Artemis will inform and advance, according to NASA officials. What makes Project Olympus different? Project Olympus' approach differs significantly from previous concepts. While others have proposed using inflatable tent components or elaborate metal structures to meet the challenge, Project Olympus will introduce entirely new technologies to meet the challenge. The project team, which has already begun work on the project, is confident that 3D printing technology can be used to create strong structures on the Moon's surface. And the best part about Project Olympus is that none of the materials required for this massive house printing project would have to be transported to the Moon. Rather, the goal is to obtain building materials from substances that already exist on the Moon. This approach would significantly reduce overall costs. The team is also confident that any potential contamination of the Moon's surface can be avoided in this manner. One more thing that makes this project interesting is the fact that NASA has announced future partners that will join Icon in this project, which includes Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin and Elon Musk's SpaceX. Project Olympus is being simulated on Earth. With Icon, we are pioneering new frontiers, both materially, technologically, and environmentally, as stated by officials. The team will now use a simulation of the Moon's surface on Earth to create an initial 3D printable construction in collaboration with NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. In any case, it is clear that all of the key players in this spectacular project are motivated by an ambition to see it through that transcends technical progress. Building humanity's first home on another planet will be the most ambitious construction project in human history, pushing science, engineering, technology, and architecture to literal new heights, Icon co-founder Jason Ballard stated. Let's talk about what it would be like living on the Moon in the future if Project Olympus is a success. Data from numerous missions indicate that no location on the moon would be a pleasant place to live, at least when compared to Earth. Lunar days last about 14 Earth days and have average temperatures of 253 degrees, while lunar nights last 14 Earth days and have a frigid temperature of -387 degrees. Oddly enough, the only place we could build a base that wouldn't have to deal with these extremes is near the lunar poles, said Rick Elphick, project scientist for NASA's LADE probe, which studied the moon's atmosphere and dust environment. These areas most likely store vast amounts of water ice and receive low levels of sunlight for several months at a time. Vacations away from the pole outposts would provide sights unlike anything else on the planet. Large impact-borne mountains populate the moon's vast lava plains, the tallest of which is 3.4 miles high. Skylight holes puncture some of the plains, indicating that lava likely drained into subsurface caverns, the ideal adventure for lunar spelunkers. The moon also has massive craters, such as the Aristarchus crater, which is 25 miles wide. A view from the rim of Aristarchus would dwarf the Grand Canyon and make Meteor Crater in Arizona look like a hole in a putting green. A solar eclipse, which occurs when the Earth blocks the sun, is another spectacular sight on the moon. The Earth would appear as a ring of red-orange light dominating the sky from the moon. And despite the moon's average distance from Earth of 238,855 miles, sending your vacation or eclipse photos home to family and friends would take a little more than a second. In terms of recreation, the moon's gravity, which is 1/6 that of Earth, would make lunar sports difficult. A lunar colonist could jump and throw a ball 6 times higher and 6 times farther than a human. In other words, a 600-yard distance between goalposts on an American lunar football field would be required, as opposed to 100-yard fields on Earth. However, lunar athletes would not need to consult the weather forecast. The moon has no weather because of its tenuous atmosphere. Every day is bright and sunny with no chance of rain. However, you would have to keep an eye out for so-called space weather, which includes meteor particles as large as golf balls and highly energetic particles from solar flares. Moonquakes are another potential threat. Seismometers left on the moon's surface by Apollo reveal that the moon is still seismically active, with rare, hour-long quakes measuring up to 5.5 on the Richter scale. These quakes will be powerful enough to damage buildings' structural integrity. So, overall talking, leaving Earth to live on the moon may sound like an interesting idea, but it also involves tons of challenges. The first of which is the success of NASA's Olympus program and the establishment of Earth's colonies on the moon. With ICON and NASA's joint project, this seems like a possibility in the near future. With this, we come to the end of this video. Would you like to live on the moon? Let us know about your views in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more amazing space videos like this. We will see you in the next one.